Get jacked while working the 9 to 5. How does one do this? How does one do this? And you might say, well, Austin, I also train martial arts and I have a girlfriend and I have school or all these other things. And I would just say that doesn't matter. That's the classic time excuse. That's the classic, I don't have enough time to do this. It's BS. There's always enough time. Everybody has 24 hours in a day. Okay? Now, how does one do this? It is quite simple, really. I mean, especially if you're first starting, it might be a little bit difficult, but all you really got to do is set 3 days. That's it, 3 days aside of the week. Maybe it's a Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. Maybe it's a Thursday, Sunday, Tuesday, whatever it is. All you need is 3 days aside and 2 hours out of those days. And I'm saying 2 hours because you'll only really need to work out for an hour to an hour and a half, but it's that 15 to 20 minutes of travel time to kind of make up for it. And then you can go home and then you can cook your meal and all this kind of stuff. Another thing that's really important is diet, is food. Especially if you're working a job, it can be kind of difficult to have time to sort of prep a meal and make sure you're eating healthy, especially if there's some really delicious food laying around that you'd really like to get your hands on. I'd simply suggest just sort of resisting that temptation, resisting that urge to even go out to the Subway, to go out to the fast food and make your meals beforehand, the night before or the week before, and kind of have it all prepped out for the week or the day so that you don't feel tempted to go to a fast food chain or eat some random candies laying around. When I first started working, that was something that I was doing a lot. Was there'd be like cookie, cracker kind of things laying around. I would just munch on those, and some wouldn't notice it. Some people would say, "Oh, dude, you still look, you still look strong, you still look great," kind of thing. But kind of how I was feeling is I felt like I fell off my prime. I felt like I was dropping off, and this was the end of my fitness, and I was going to spiral into an abyss of obesity. But luckily, I caught myself and realized it's not that difficult to maintain the same good habits even when you are working a full-time job. And that's something I didn't really understand before when I didn't work a full-time job, when I worked mainly part-time, sometimes full-time, was, how come not everybody's jacked? How come not everybody's in amazing shape? I mean, it's so easy, and that's easy to say when you have 3 hours to work out, 2.5 hours to work out, and then you have time to do jujitsu later. Like, it is extremely easy to be in excellent physical condition when you're not working a full-time job and you're not going to school and you're single. It's like, if you are single, don't work a full-time job, and you don't go to school, there is zero excuse, one, to not get more work, two, to not go to the gym and be in good shape, and three, to even put in the time, if you want to find a partner, into finding a partner. Like, there is no excuse for any of that. And I feel like it's a good thing to sort of, it's a good habit to adapt. Is like, even if you quote unquote don't have enough time now, it's like there will never be enough time. So you might as well just start working out with not enough time right now. And whatever that is that you might want to pursue, maybe you want to pursue creating content, maybe you want to pursue a side hustle, whatever it is, there's always not enough time. So you might as well just fit it in there anyways and get it done and get it over with. And then reap the rewards in the years to come. But yeah, that's really all I have to say about getting jacked while working a 9 to 5. Is literally just continue the same good habits you have if you're getting the 9 to 5, or if you're working and planning on getting in good shape. Just make the time for it and eat healthy. That's really all it comes down to at the end of the day. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Do like, do subscribe, and until next time, guys.